That is, of course, the Chennai Super Kings. So, CSK, my team, due to some unfortunate circumstances, we are now officially out of the IPL. We stand no chance. We join MI at the bottom of the table that has no possibility of winning or of qualifying, no matter how well we play and how lucky we get. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty unfortunate considering the lack of DRS when that Conway decision was pretty clearly, I thought, going down leg. I don't know what that umpire was on, but after that, yeah, CSK's batting completely collapsed, and even though we had a decent time with the ball at the beginning, Tilak Varma was able to win the game for MI fairly comfortably. So yeah, CSK is out. What are your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, CSK is out. Um, I mean, if you look at it, actually, the 2 seasons where Suresh Raina hasn't played for CSK, they've not qualified for the playoffs, which I think is a funny coincidence. But last game against Gujarat Titans, it was their first game after being officially knocked out, and we saw them bring in some new players, given some caps. Obviously, Jagadisan had played a few years ago but failed, but now they've gotten back after some impressive domestic seasons, and he batted at for them after replacing Rayadu. Uttapa was out, and they also rested Dwayne Bravo and uh, gave a cap to the Sri Lankan uncapped player Parithana, and he has sling-like action like Malinga, and it was good to see CSK actually give youngsters a chance for once, because CSK is where youngsters go to end their careers because they never get chances. So yeah, that was good to see. Maybe that's the one positive uh, of CSK getting knocked out. We finally get to see some new talent.
Fair enough.
I think CSK has, well, they've lost their 2 matches that they've played in this week, and they've not been up to their mark with their batting. We've seen that as soon as Conway gets out, CSK get out, because even though Ruturaj scored runs in the last game, no one else could carry on. So they need one of the openers to get a 90-run innings for them to actually put up a competitive score on board, or just any score above par, which has not happened for a long time. So if Conway goes, CSK goes. Moeen Ali has been absolutely abysmal. Well, you can say that he's played his cameos, but I don't think CSK need at 3 a guy who plays his cameos when the openers are not performing. When Faf and Rutraj are playing like they were, Moeen Ali at 3 was fine, even though he failed. Like he was up and down, but Moeen Ali at 3 isn't a guy to do the role that they want them to do. At a 3, someone like a, what do you say, inform Williamson, they need someone like that. I don't think they have anyone on the side who can do play that role yet. Uttappa's been sent down the order, and that's been that's also been a rocky road for him. He did quite well opening and hasn't done well so far. Ambati Raidu has been an absolute failure. Shivam Dubey, after injury, I don't think we've seen any impact of performances from him, but he's been a solid scorer for them this season. And Dhoni, and if you're really looking for runs below that, then you're not doing a good enough job, because your top 5, 6 have to give you most of the runs, and Dhoni, Bravo, and the others are just finishers. So I think the batting needs to be spruced up with people who can actually bat, or can get the big runs. To me, Ambati Raidu, like Suresh Raina was, is finished. So Ambati Raidu is a waste of a position there. So is Moeen Ali. If Moeen Ali is playing, I think you play him at 7 or something like that. But at, I think, 3, 4, 5, they need proper batsmen in there who are going to score them the runs. Maybe something like what an SRH has, right? Rahul Tripathi, and then Nicholas Puran, and wait, who's the other guy? Aiden Markham, yes. Maybe something like that in the CSK lineup. We'll see what they get in next time. On the side of the bowling, I think the bowling has been quite decent. I mean, like, you can't really blame the bowling. Mukesh Chaudhary's been outstanding. Against Mumbai, we saw how well he used the swing and how he did such an exemplary job. Simarjeet's been good for his first season. Both these guys are having exemplary first seasons. So is Tikshana. Bravo, as usual, their highest wicket taker. Never fails to impress. Other than that, I don't have many problems with their bowling attack, but their batting in these last two games has been absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I mean, bowling wise, it's clear that the only two bowlers who are doing well for us are Mukesh and Simarjeet, particularly with now Tikshan out of the team. And like we saw it in the MI game, obviously a must-win game for CSK. I think our first 8 overs were just Chaudhary and Simarjeet. We bowled them both out because Dhoni understood that in order to win that game, we just had to get as many wickets up front as possible, which is obvious. You can't defend a score like 80, 85 without sort of getting wickets. You can't do it based on economy alone. That's absurd. Uh, so yeah, I think that's it on the CSK front. We're out now, so that's an L. Hence my shifting to now supporting the Punjab Kings, and hence the intro. So yeah, anything else?
Yeah, like Om spoke about Moeen not doing that well with the bat. I think that's also partly due to not getting a fixed position, similar to Uttapa. Uttapa's been moved all over the order since Conway's return, and so has Moeen. Moeen's batted at 3, 4, 5, and 6, and he's not had more than 2 games in a row in the same position. Uh, so I don't think that's working for him either. I think he has a lot of potential with the bat, which we saw last game. We saw a glimpse of it. I mean, he smacked Rashid Khan for two really good sixes, and he looked like he was getting in good touch. But then that was cut short again by some good bowling by Gujarat. But in the absence of Jadeja, Moeen Ali's actually stepped up with the ball a lot this season compared to what we've seen from him usually in the IPL. Like last game, he had figures of 1 for 11. The game before that, 1 for 17, then 3 for 13, then 2 for 28, and then his 3 games below that were all really economic bowling with an economy of around 6 runs per over. So in the absence of Jadeja, he's really stepped up with the ball, and I still think just because of his all-round ability, he deserves a place to. He deserves to be in the team. Um yeah, Uttapa, he was doing well as an opener. They moved him down the order. And as we've seen with Rajasthan Royals and KKR, whenever Uttapa's down the order and he's not opening, he doesn't perform that well. I think opening is his best position. He got orange cap in 2014 after he was moved up to the top of the order while batting majorly at 4 throughout that season. So I don't think that's working for them. Raidu, he scored around 300 runs this season, but it's been more of like a hit and miss. Like some games he plays really bad, and some games he does decently well. And like speaking of Raidu, um, something happened recently, and Raidu actually tweeted that he was retiring, and then half an hour later, that tweet got deleted, and then another hour later, the CEO of CSK said that Raidu is not retiring, and that he might actually he was feeling sad that his performances were not up to par, and he made an emotional decision on retiring. But then they talked to him, and now he's not retiring. So that's weird. This is the second time Raidu's uh, taken back his retiring, obviously after the World Cup, and Raidu seems to be taking the Shahid Afridi route and just announcing his retiring.
I'd works. So now let's move on to the second team we're gonna talk about.